Hey guys, today is a win-win. We're talking about think win-win with Leader and me. We are going to take you through some slides. I'm going to start off with a quote, sharing my screen with you. Here we go. All right, if you guys see here, look at the quote. I'll give you a second to read it. I wonder if you can tell what it has to do with the song. So what do you think about this quote? I'm going to pause the music. All right, you don't need to believe in magic. You need to believe in yourself. You are magic. And that is correct. Everybody's unique. Everybody's different. And we got to make sure that we realize that. We realize what our strengths and weaknesses are. And that's what middle school is about. And high school is learning about what we're good at and going out there and living it. So hopefully that's what it means to you. I'm going to take you on our habit number 4, think win-win. And what does it mean to think win-win? What I think about it is do unto others how you would want things to be done towards you. So think about what other people want, think about what you want, and then you got to talk it out and meet in the middle. A couple of things: I listen to what everyone has to say and think about what they want, and not just what I want. Okay, so hopefully you're doing that at home, because as much as we all want to be out meeting with our friends, it's like kind of different kind of role right now. So what can you do to help in your house? Talk to your siblings, your parents about a little bit of give and take. I problem solve when the issue comes up with another person. What does that look like? I am kind to others and try to think of ways to help everybody be happy. I'm gonna play my music while we're talking. Ideas to discuss and share. How can I show respect to others? Well, one, I think some of you might have talked to me at one point in time. It's important how you come across to people. Some people may sound like they have an attitude or be defensive or be like, what? Facial expressions. You need to make sure you're calm, talk to people with respect and compassion. I show courage and consideration when problem solving with others. Well, as much as we want to be able to listen to other people and get their opinion, it's very important for us to get the things that we want too. So you make sure you get that across. Sometimes it's a really good idea to make a list. Make a list of what you want and what they want. You guys exchange, and then you start talking about each other's ideas and coming together with a plan. Lastly, try doing something kind for a family member. You and the other person will both feel happy. I think there are some people who will express how they feel in words, and then there's some people who will express how they feel about others by the actions they do. Sometimes I'm better at the actions, but there's some people that do it the other way, and some people that are really good at a combination. But I think it's really important to deposit that emotional bank account. All right, so you put the money in, you give people positives. That's why we do the lead tickets. If people feel like they're recognized for some of the good things they do, when something's difficult, and you need to tell them like, hey, knock it off, you're more willing to listen to those people. Um, so what I do, I have for you today a task. I want you to deposit emotional bank deposit to one of your teachers. All right, your teachers have been reaching out to you, trying their best. I want you to pick one or two teachers, and I want you to write them an email, and I want you to CC me on the email and let them know the great job they've done, maybe some impact that they've had on your life during the school year or even last year for some of you eighth graders. If you don't do that, do something on social media for your family, your parents, your siblings. Let people know how much they mean to you. Because I think the one thing that people will recognize in times of crisis It's the people around us that mean a lot to us, and it's important to tell them how you feel. All right, last thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Quarantine Leadership Series. And I'm going to link this in the email and give it to you. But we're going to go to certain types of parts in the series. Here, I'm going to go to 2 minutes 20. We're going to listen.
Me, in the beginning, the work distribution, it was a lot. The workload was a lot. And it also needed some adjusting. So as time went on, the workload got easier and it became more, we adapted to it. So it became easier and we got used to it. So as our days keep getting pushed back further, we get more comfortable with the work that they're giving us. Mm-hmm. So it's gotten better, but at first it was a little bit difficult.
Thank you.
Now, that's a really good point because, I even saw someone putting a petition together to make things a little bit easier. Just realize that you guys are in school about 6.5 hours of a school day. Granted, some of it's lunch, some of it's passing periods, but that's a lot of time. And we don't know how long this is going to be last. So I hope everybody's doing well at home. And I know some of this is challenging. You got siblings, you got distractions, but we have definitely pared down what we're teaching. And the teachers are reaching out to you. And it's really important to get that routine going, to make sure you continue with your studies, because when we get back in August, maybe we're going to be doing this again. And if that's the case, we need to be sharp. And we're not going to be able to be sharp if we're not giving our best effort even right now. So keep that up. We're going to go to 325 on the video here. And they're talking about before the day begins, it should be finished.
Heard these years ago, and I share this every week. The 2 best time management tips. The first one, before the day begins, it should be finished. What's that saying to us? Before the day begins, it should be finished.
Personally, I think that just kind of means you have a plan set out for the whole day, what you want to do and get accomplished for the whole day. So if you sort of already know, well, at this time I need to get this done, at this time I need to do this. So just kind of have a plan for yourself.
Perfect. The second.
All right, back to that. You remember when I sent you a virtual assignment notebook, it's once again important if you want to stay on track is to have a schedule each day. I had a parent who sent me another check sheet for each one of their subject areas, and during the day, their student is just checking off each subject area one by one. So come up with some system that's going to help you. We're going to jump to 8 minutes, and they're talking about procrastination, which my daughter is really good at.
And then whatever comes after that. And so that's really what I've been doing during this time, is just trying to make that plan the day before.
Thank you.
Yes. I agree with Braden because I don't know if any of the other kids out there can relate to me on this one, but I am a procrastinator. And I like to say, oh, I have the whole day to get this done. Let me just watch a couple episodes of, whatever, All American, or let me go bake a cake for some reason, and I'll do my homework later. And so I feel like making that schedule the day before, and like knowing I have to get this done before the day ends, helps me to, like Braden said, put first things first and get the most important things done. So then after I can bake my cake, and then I can eat it and enjoy the things that I want to enjoy. Work is done.
So yeah, put first things first, and that'll end up being a win-win for you. Get your things done first, and then you've got some time for yourself. And then lastly, 9:40, we're gonna go to 9:40.
Where would you say you're at right now? So how long are we a month into these virtual classrooms, give or take? Do you feel you're in a better place than you were week one? And if so, why?
Yes, I would say better and worse. Like week one,
Better and worse.
I knew what I wanted to do, but it was still so new to me that I was also stressed out. But now I'm used to it, and I know what I need to do and want to get accomplished. So it's a balance as opposed to before it was unbalanced.
I think it's a little easier now because you have like a routine, but it's also harder because the farther you get through this, or I guess the longer you go through this, the more you miss your friends, and I think that's just the initial downside of it all.
Okay, I would agree with what she's saying. I mean, obviously we miss our friends, so make sure you're reaching out to your friends and you think win-win. Make that emotional bank deposit. I'd love to see some emails to some teachers, CC me on it, or posting to social media about how important your family is. So stay strong, Palumbi. Love you guys.